5,
4,
3.
Hey guys, welcome back. Let's start the podcast. I'm tired.
The microphone out of my mouth. Welcome back to this episode, everybody. Episode 70. Woo! We made it.
What number was last week's?
68? I don't remember. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. Damon, say the things.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'm not even sure if you can hear me right now because I can't hear myself. But
we can hear you.
okay,
We got you.
Hey,
What about now?
we're happy you're here. So, oh wow, that's loud.
Thing. Wow. So if you guys are watching, Damon and I have to share headphones and a microphone because
life.
we have a special guest with us today. Janelle is here today. Janelle is the sibling to Janessa and Landon, and she's been on before, episode 19, 18.
Why does she look like
pretty-
Vanessa and not Landon?
She wasn't in
Yeah,
the
that's a
banana crate
good-
long enough.
Yeah.
She didn't bake long enough. Dang.
You
So
were
sorry.
a ripe banana. We were
She was in the peach basket.
fresh banana.
Ooh, that's so funny. But anyways, Janelle, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Been a while.
Can't believe that I'm here because, like, when I was on the first time, we were just at your parents' house. So
It was
Right.
basically
to be in the studio live.
It was
It was
It
a
really
year
was
ago.
almost a year.
I think yeah, it was.
Wow, what's changed in a year? Tell us about
Woo!
everything in your life.
Dang, it's a lot.
Just kidding, you don't have to do that.
Yes, you do.
At least tell us what you do in life. What's your profession?
What I do? I work in foster care and adoption. Done that for like 5 years now, but now I'm trying to be a school social worker in a school so I can get my summers off.
Nice.
I like to give credit to myself for the passion for adoption.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for people like
Wasn't
you.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Wait, is that really why?
That's not the primary reason.
That has
but
nothing to do with it. Do not give him any credit for that. That has nothing to do with it.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
More
She left the
about
door open.
RFK, right?
I was before that.
RFK.
yeah, I mean, a lot of factors, but I feel like I didn't think about our family adopting Landon when I first started this job.
I've
And
just
then,
always been here.
and then, yeah, for real.
He just showed up.
I just wandered in.
But yeah, I'm like 10 years older than you, so I like remember mom like going through that process.
And them getting pulled over in the minivan.
Funny, I don't.
So were you guys there in the minivan when you got pulled over?
No.
Or was it just
I
your parents?
wasn't.
Well,
No,
I wasn't asking.
I was at home on the farm.
I was.
Okay, you weren't. Damon, were you there? I don't think I was either.
Damon was the call.
Yeah, dude.
At like 10 years old.
I'm not even aware of what y'all are talking about, to be honest with you. I don't know the story, so.
Tell
I
it,
guess-
Landon.
Well, Landon was
you were
there.
there.
Yeah.
I was
It's
there.
Landon's
I was the
fault.
only one that was there.
Yeah.
No, so my parents said that whenever they came back from Guatemala, they were coming home from the airport and they got pulled over by a cop. And
That was your first time
that was
on
my-
American soil.
Yeah, I got pulled over. I got arrested the first time I ever got here.
I said, there he is!
They saw me in the back and were like, pull him over.
He's 6 months old,
6 months in a gang already. No, so they I don't know what they pulled him over for, but
but I
think
think
it
Dad
was
was
for speeding.
speeding.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
But it was like 2
it
in the
was
morning.
early in the morning.
Yeah.
And the cop saw 2 white people with a
Yeah, well,
Guatemalan.
he was just like, "Where are you
Banana
coming
crate in the
from?"
back.
And he goes, "We just got back from Guatemala. We were adopting him." And I was in the back seat, I guess. So
I guess.
I don't know. Maybe it was on the roof. Who knows? But the crate was in the back.
It was at the crate was in the trunk.
But no, he was like,
They,
he
they,
goes,
they, got,
"Oh,
they got away with getting. He didn't get the drugs. I'm assuming.
no.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I hid them pretty good." They had me against the.
It's in his diaper.
They had me against the car at 6 months old.
Spread them.
Yeah. No.
Sorry,
You opened the diaper, not me!
The cop was like, "Oh, he goes, one of my good friends just adopted a kid from Guatemala too, so he let him off. Well, I don't know if with a warning or just let him go. So
Just let him go.
yeah.
Nice.
So
Well, what you're telling me is I need to say that I just adopted a kid from Guatemala to get away with a speeding ticket. That's what I'm hearing.
I don't think you can use me at this point, but you know,
You could.
I just adopted this one.
I mean,
Venus.
wait,
He's
you
almost
are-
19, but
Yeah,
you know,
you
I
are
just
19. You can't really, you can't adopt people older than
technically
18,
an adult,
right?
yeah.
You know,
You can, but
you can.
yeah.
Oh, so you can adopt an adult.
I could have haste.
Yeah?
Couldn't I
What?
say in that?
Like if like a step parent wants to like
Yeah.
adopt a
Right,
yeah.
right. But you just can't go and say, "Oh, I want a 19-year-old to adopt."
Well, kids like that age
Don't they
aren't
age out of
kids
the
anymore.
foster
Yeah,
care?
in the
I mean,
foster care.
Yeah, I
I can
know.
work with kids up from birth to 21.
Okay.
21,
You're
really?
eligible until 21. Yeah.
I don't
In
think I
Pennsylvania.
realized that.
I don't really know about any other states or countries, but
But if you're
Well.
like, sorry, David and I share
guys
this
are
mic.
gonna
You
fight
can, you
this
can
whole
talk
time.
if you'd like to. If you're like 40 years old and your parent gets remarried and they're like, I want to adopt you. Is that why are you laughing at me? This is a dumb question. Like your 80-year-old parents are like, I'm gonna adopt you because I love you. Is that possible?
I guess,
I think,
yeah.
I think it's more or less.
I didn't know if it was like.
Because sometimes I
Incorrect.
have to do like the legal paperwork, and
Sure.
one of the questions is like, is the adoptee employed? Like, does the adoptee have children? Things like that. And most of the time, I put just like NA because it's children.
Oh yeah, that
being
makes sense.
adopted. So then, yeah, obviously they're not employed, but
I don't think I ever like thought about it past like adult. Like,
18.
yeah, past being a child. Were you gonna say
Yeah.
something, Damon? You can have the microphone now.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I was gonna say I've seen videos of like high school or college kids, like their real dad must have left or
Biological?
something. Yeah, if biological dad
you don't
must
say
have left.
real.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Biological dad left or whatever, and their stepdad took their place, and they were like, you know, I want you to adopt me and to have more or less just a last name. It's more like a sentimental thing to them.
Yeah.
I've seen that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I really haven't worked with that. It's more, yeah, children.
So when you came in, then did you come through New York?
Yeah, I came through the Panama Canal, up through the Gulf of America, into Florida, and then straight up to Pennsylvania.
America.
I'm guessing that was a segue.
No, I wasn't actually trying to. I was trying to be serious, but we can.
Oh, I thought that was a segue.
Segue to what?
New York?
Were you guys in New York recently?
Where were you at?
I think there's something in here about being in New York.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we went to the city on this weekend.
Nice.
Past weekend.
Yeah, you guys
Disgusting.
talk about it.
Why us?
Because I'll throw in my point, but I forgot about my picture.
Greg didn't
Oh.
have a good time.
Oh.
He doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Graham was really scared of the subway, but we dragged him
You're
on.
scared of the subway?
Yeah, because it's freaking New York City.
You're fine.
Yeah, no.
It was middle of the day on a Saturday. We were fine.
Speaking of children.
Yeah.
You
I
got something to tell.
honestly had a headache the entire day because of just all the smells. And I've been to like New York before, and like it has not affected me. But for some reason, all the smells, they're all disgusting smells.
Sure.
I don't
Yeah.
even want to know what half of them were, but like I got a headache because of that.
Gosh.
And
Yeah, that
I-
was really bad.
people
I
who
did not
live there
go.
obviously like get used to it, but people who are visiting, like I just don't understand.
Well, I mean, just think people from the city come here and smell cow manure. And like I've heard people that are like, oh, it
It's
smells
different,
awful.
all right?
It's
Chill.
awful.
Yeah.
And, I mean, to us, it's normal.
No,
to us, it's
this is like
normal.
drugs and
it's a
urine.
To them, it's normal.
Drugs
No.
and urine and subway.
Exhaust.
If they've
Exhaust
lived there their
and-
whole lives, you don't think they've gotten used to it by now?
No, 'cause
New York
it's a
people?
different stench every day. Like
Well, I haven't
Well, it's
been there
probably
2
just
days in a
that's
row.
Wednesday smell.
I feel like it is the same though, because like we have smells, like it's different animals.
Yeah.
It could be different animal poop
mean,
every day.
Chicken poop still
here,
stinks to
it's
me,
like
but-
It's more
like
natural.
it's more natural smell. There, it's all like drugs and exhaust and urine.
yeah, it's all organic here, you know.
But it's
Yeah.
still like nasty
you don't-
smells. You get used to like what you're in. I get like that it's grosser, but like it's you still if you're around it long enough.
It's a different type. Like I think I was getting secondhand high from it because that's
believe
literally
that.
all I was
Imagine that.
smelling.
I believe that.
That's not actually a thing.
I don't.
No,
it's
not. But I'm just saying, like, if it was,
Wait, no. I feel like you can get high off. Of
You can
No,
get secondhand
not
smoke,
just the
but-
smell. You would have to be in
It gives-
the
sorry.
radius of the
area.
smoke and everything
Yeah.
to get high off of it.
Gives you a headache. Go ahead, David. Go ahead.
We're gonna get this here before the night Can I say that's the biggest lie of my childhood? Like
What?
physical education. Secondhand smoke is worse than smoking.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
heard
I
that
think
it's
was all the
worse.
time.
It's true. It's a
How
lie.
can it be true?
But it's not worse. I mean, I think it still affects
I
you,
feel like
but I
it's
don't
still
think
bad,
it's worse.
but it's
They always said
I
secondhand
always
smoke is
heard-
worse,
Worse.
though.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
that's definitely not true.
There's no way. You're telling me that smoking it and inhaling it is worse than just inhaling
No.
it. That's ridiculous.
I mean,
That's ridiculous.
The only way I
Maybe
could see that
because-
Robert
is
F. Kennedy.
That's right. RFK will fix it all.
Maybe because when you're inhaling it, like your body's not used to it.
Google
I
says
don't know.
secondhand smoke is not worse than directly smoking, but it is
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
extremely harmful and dangerous. While
right.
direct inhalation of smoke is more potent,
Solid
secondhand
clap.
smoke contains higher concentrations of nicotine and carcinogens, posing significant health risks, especially for vulnerable groups like children.
Okay, so for children,
So children aren't necessarily smoking, but it is really
But the
bad for them.
secondhand smoke
Then
could
again,
be.
I've met a few.
I mean that's why I said necessarily, because there is some exceptions.
And that's why RFK is going to clean up America's health.
Yeah, oh yeah, I heard that.
I think we need to do. Just need to do it with that.
Oh,
Put it on
there you
speaker
go.
Can you
mode.
crank this one up?
Can you crank ours up?
oh gosh. Oh, I hear that.
Test. Okay. Well, play something.
We
Play
can
something. Hit a button. America. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's loud. Little subwoofers
awful.
down here.
Yeah.
anyways, yeah. And I like don't get headaches, so that was very awful for me. And it wasn't even like that hot out that it wasn't because of the heat.
Yeah.
So I blamed it on all the smells.
That's also why I didn't go. I did not go. I would have no need to go to New York City ever.
I was forced.
I think
I don't think you were forced.
Yeah, it was.
who was?
I don't
Hold
believe
on,
that.
let
He
me do some
wasn't
research.
forced. No. he
So,
wasn't.
Well, do you really think I'm going to let my wife go to New York City without me going with her?
And-
No.
I hope not.
And my
Exactly. So that's why I went.
argument with that was I've been to New York twice without him, but I mean obviously we weren't married then, but
And New York's gotten a lot worse since she's been
And
there.
you've been to
Yeah.
Atlanta a few times.
I have been to Atlanta.
without him, with
Yes.
just girls. So
Yes. Yes.
I do think it depends on is she with a group of people or is she just going by herself? Because she's
Yeah.
going by herself and you don't go, that's whatever.
Yeah.
But
Well,
if she's with a group of people, I think it's a little different.
I mean, it was Janelle and don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Yeah, you can say.
Okay, Janelle and Ryan.
Oh,
and
I
then,
was going to say Brian, but that's beside the point.
Who's
What is it?
Brian?
we don't know.
Who's Brian?
It's just a code name, Janelle.
Yeah.
Oh, we like to make up code names.
Like we have Rasheed.
Dude. Okay, I'm totally gonna interject. I looked at our Spotify for that episode, and like when you put with Rasheed Rice, it actually put Rasheed Rice, and then when you click Rasheed Rice, it takes it to episodes about Rasheed Rice.
Stop.
Hey.
I was like, let's go!
That's really
was
funny. But I put it in quotes because I was like, it's not, but it is.
Yeah.
That's funny that it relates it there, though.
That's the episode that's gonna blow up because
I hope.
yeah.
I don't know if we're ever gonna
I
do
doubt
a name like reveal.
I don't know if we
Maybe.
can.
I don't
Maybe.
think you should.
Not until
30 years from now,
Not unless he
it's
wants
like
to.
done, and we're like, hey guys, you remember?
so okay, so I did talk to him. I was like, how'd you like it? You know, you were on it. He's like, yeah, it was kind of weird. You know, I don't really talk much. Which if you do know him, he doesn't talk a whole
Yeah.
lot. But he does talk a lot
About something.
But he typically isn't very like vocal in like odd like social situations. But he did say that he had a hard time interjecting because the three of us were really fast like responders. And so like for the
Oops.
game, he like knew all the songs for the game, but like you would beat him to it because he just wasn't like fast enough. But he said like I don't know, it was kind of weird. I don't know if I'll do it again. So we might have to talk him
no.
into doing it again or ever like being on the video. But that's up to him.
Maybe we should just do slow mo and then he can interject.
I can alter his voice.
You have to like buzz in to talk.
yeah, you hear him in
Yeah. But no, I just been us talk very slow.
Rasheed, do you have anything to add? Which actually he's not here today, so
No, you're
Yeah.
not.
no input from him. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyways, Grant, you were saying who went to New York with us.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, it was Janelle, Ryan, Ani, and Patrick, me and you. So I mean, it was a group of people. I guess I wouldn't
I
have
would have
had.
just been
Rasheed
fifth
Rice is
wheeling.
Oh wow.
He's part of
Oh,
that
no.
big brother listening to us.
Yeah.
He knew we were talking about him.
Unbelievable.
He's trying to get
Dang it,
her
he has his
car's extended.
wiretapped.
Yeah, he does.
He's trying to get her car's extended warranty.
I'm trying to read you about your cards and check the warranty.
Anyways, I would have been fifth wheeling. So yeah, I was glad Grant came. But you enjoyed it, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't want to go back again for a long time though.
That's what I
Right.
said too when we were
like-
leaving. I was like, I'm good for the next like 10 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm good for like the rest of my life.
That's kind of
Yeah.
how, like, this might sound weird. That was kind of how I was with the beach. So the first time I was ever at the
Can't
beach was in
relate.
Yeah, I
Hawaii.
can't relate that.
First time I was ever at the beach was Hawaii.
You can't have.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm never going to beat that. So I was like, and it was just, it's sand and water,
no, Hawaii. Like when we
Like-
got in the water, it would like really hurt because what was under the water?
Coral.
was like-
there was
yeah, the
coral in
coral.
the.
A regular beach doesn't have that, and so
Well, I
I,
mean-
wasn't able to enjoy the Hawaii beach as much as I wanted to
I was-
because
I
I was
was
getting
body
hot.
surfing.
I think
the
it was
whole
just
time.
where we were too. Like I don't
Yeah.
think all
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
not
But
Maui.
I
What
don't
were we
know,
on?
it's just-
I
Oahu.
didn't enjoy the beach because of that reason.
I don't know. It was just, it's sand and water.
You like to boogie board a lot.
Yeah. So I was, but I mean,
I'm going to the beach twice this summer.
it took me 17 years before I went to the beach. I can wait another 17. Not unless my future wife likes it, I guess.
And
I'll
she
do
most
some more
likely
surfing.
will, but
I'll do surfing.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going twice this summer.
But I would honestly, I would rather go to a lake.
Ooh, yeah.
Lakes are good.
Get on a boat.
Like, yeah, get a boat.
Let me drive the boat.
Yeah,
We're
or
doing
like
that this
fishing or
summer.
something. But I do want to deep sea fish. That is one thing I always want to do.
Same.
I want to
sir.
go out deep
You'll
sea
have fun.
fishing. I want to catch a marlin and get it mounted.
Like the one on Great Shirt.
Good luck.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck getting it mounted.
You do have a mount. My ex girlfriend's dad had it one
Here.
in her office. In his office, I think it was awesome.
Everything.
You were just talking about the beach.
Oh, yay.
First time I was at the beach,
Oh,
I was.
Sydney has her
17.
Hawaii shirt on.
Yeah, and I've never been there.
Yeah,
Wearing a Hawaii shirt.
I was there
Fake.
once. I said I'll
my
wait
dad.
another 17 years before I go back.
You don't like the beach?
I mean, it's just sand and water. I'd rather go to a lake.
Okay. That's so
I mean,
incorrect,
okay.
but
He,
whatever.
okay, he needs to be doing something, and so at the beach you don't really do anything.
Yeah.
You walk. You walk to the nearest pier.
You can
yeah,
dig a hole,
You
make a
bury
sand
somebody.
castle.
You can literally do whatever. You jump in the waves, which I don't do because I have a very healthy fear of the water.
I don't know.
can
I
do
think
so
I
much.
think I think a
You get in
lake's
the water
better.
sometimes.
Yeah, to my knees,
Yeah.
and then
I
that's
think-
about it. If I feel something on my feet,
Hot take:
nope.
a lake is better than the beach. That's my hot take.
That's a very hot take because it's very wrong.
We're going to the beach and the lake this summer, so we'll let you know.
What lake are you going to?
Just Racetown.
Oh,
But
I've
we're-
never been there
We're
either.
we're renting a boat. And
Give me a pond.
We're renting a boat and we're doing
With
like
massive bass, and I'll be happy.
Landon, skiing and tubing.
You're
with
gonna
a big.
you're gonna water
jet ski?
ski.
I'm not gonna ski. Grant said he might, but
A wakeboard, not ski.
Yeah.
oh,
I've always
Are you
wanted
sure?
to water
Yes.
I
ski.
thought they said ski.
You can get a wakeboard.
I want to ski.
I don't
What
want
is
to ski.
the difference?
I would
Is
love to.
skiing just like two
Skiing is
paddles,
skis, and a
literally?
wakeboard is like snowboarding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I'd do
wakeboarding
either.
is probably better than.
Yeah, because my feet can't go like that in the water. And then you got to drag
See
me to
how
the
flexible
hospital.
you are.
Yeah.
So you're saying,
Steve,
so you're
I'm
saying you
off.
would try snowboarding?
Huh?
You're saying you would try snowboarding?
No, because if I hit water, I just go in. I hit snow,
You
I
can
just
go
It
in.
depends on how deep the
smack
snow
my
is.
face.
Depends on how fast you're going.
Who broke their arm
Just keep on
snowboarding?
going. Your dumb wife.
She's not dumb. All right.
She didn't do it right.
Oh,
Oh, hey, that's what's going on.
She's
Dang.
not dumb.
Shots fired.
I can do that on a snowboard. Yeah, that's pretty sick. We're looking at wakeboarders doing flips.
that's gonna be Grant.
So
Totally.
hey, just so you're aware, you have to go back to Hawaii if you want to mount that blue marlin. Because
Really?
well, that's what I was thinking, but I just looked it up. Hawaii's one of the only few states other than American Samoa, not a state, a territory. Guam, not a state, a territory that allow you to keep blue marlins.
Really?
States like Florida, it's restricted. Catch and release only.
Really?
Unless they don't know.
What about a
Unless you get caught.
maybe not a blue marlin, but like a sail? Like there's different types of sailfish, aren't there?
You mean swordfish?
Swordfish, sailfish.
Well, the way they do mounting today, if you get
Yeah.
if you get a picture of it and then have the
It,
measurement of the
it
length,
could have been it was may have been a picture. I'm not sure, but it was up on his wall and it was staring at me. It was cool though.
I think it'd be sick to get a mahi mahi.
Oh, those things are cool.
Like the blue and the yellow and the
Yeah.
green. They're sick looking.
I want to go Goliath grouper fishing. Those things are like the size of buses. Mm-hmm.
they taste
massive.
great.
Or do they?
Holy cow.
Yes.
Yeah. Goliath.
I had a grouper Reuben sandwich one time.
Okay, I'm going back.
It's a bit this
Goliath grouper.
I'll look at it later.
I'll
scared.
type it up. for
Okay,
you.
okay. I'm gonna have a look.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I also didn't we're gonna go back to New York because I didn't tell
We
this.
didn't really
You're going back
stop
to New
talking
York?
about it.
Well, I guess not. Yeah, because we were just talking about what's better than New York and all that.
That's what ate Jonah.
So
Go ahead.
shout out to the person or the couple people that left the review that said we complained too much. Guess what? I'm gonna complain. People are dumb.
Oh, are you talking about the ferry?
Yeah, so stupid.
Wait,
Like
I don't get it.
The ferry.
the ferry.
The
when I show
door.
the picture, this picture.
Whoa. Insert picture here.
All right, someone look at the screen and read this picture for us, please. What does it say?
To open, turn handle left, slide door into pocket.
All right, what do you think you should do?
Turn handle left, slide door into pocket.
Okay, without reading it though. After you read it, what do you think? How do you open the door?
Probably you turn the handle left
Turn the handle,
and then
slide the door into the pocket.
Yeah, right. Like a normal person.
You think it'd be that easy?
No.
Did you watch the person do that?
It's on there.
People,
Yeah.
not
Multiple
person.
people.
Did you watch it happen? Like
No.
go up? Did you watch
No.
them pull it up?
That's what people
They
were doing.
they open it, they turn the handle, and then they go,
Yeah, they try to open it like a
or
normal
they
door.
push it, pull and push, and then they're like, I can't get out, and then they just go out a different door.
But you have to slide it,
You have
and they
to
were trying to
slide
like
it.
open it like a normal door.
oh
Yeah.
my word.
That's crazy.
Literally, there was probably
So,
like
can you pull the
7
picture back
people. Oh, we can't hear you. Literally, there's like 7 people who, like in a row,
Yeah,
in a span of 20 minutes,
yeah.
did not do that correctly.
And it was all like different types of people too. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh, only young people can't
Yeah,
do it, or
no.
only old people. Like
No.
so
It was
many different
everybody.
types of
different
people.
races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's race
No
have
one's
to
smart.
do with it?
I was just about to ask.
I'm just
Was there a
saying.
correlation?
I'm just
I want to
saying.
know if there was a correlation in these people.
No, I don't think
English
so.
speaking,
No,
possibly.
I think they were all English speaking. There might be some Spanish speaking. I did hear a British person, but I don't think the British person was the one.
X versus Y chromosome.
Mostly women. have a
It was a
background?
mix.
I think it was a mix of
was-
literally everybody.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that would throw you off is right above the handle. It does
I
look
was
like
gonna
it should
say
pull.
that. It
does
kinda
look
looks
like
like-
pull
yeah.
or push. But
From regular door standards,
once-
it would appear to be a pull.
because
but
okay, let's
if
be
you can't
honest. If
read-
it's me, I'm not going to read the sign. I'm just going to put the handle and
That's-
pull
Yeah,
first,
I feel like
Everybody
that's
did.
yeah.
and then I'm going to realize it doesn't pull.
there's a sign.
Slide.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be honest. I did that coming in. Like, I tried pulling. I was
I
like,
did that too.
and then I
So you
slid
guys
it. I was
pulled
like,
it too.
but I like
Eventually.
realized really quick. I was like, all right, this isn't
We
a push
got
or
it.
pull. I slid
These
it.
People
These people, yeah.
just tried and then gave up and walked away.
yes, that was
Yeah.
literally it.
It's like,
It was so funny.
You know,
Oh
that
my
says
Slide
a
it.
lot about an inward struggle in people. You know?
What?
Reminds me of motivational podcast.
Landon's trying to get
Are you turning this into the ministry minute? You're
No.
going to minister to people here?
No,
It's too soon for
it's
that.
it is too soon.
We still have a lot.
I
want
want to play a game.
We still have some talking points.
yeah, we
Toppings.
Do
do.
you guys want to?
Talking top.
We still have some topping points.
Toppings.
Do you guys want a current event?
Sure.
So have you guys realized that it is very hazy outside?
Oh yeah.
No.
Never mind.
Did you hear about-
I'll keep that comment to myself. That would be a little too
I
far.
heard. Now I need to look this up because I
have
didn't look this
not
up before.
realized.
It's not been hazy in our
It's
house.
been very hazy. I took this picture of the sun. I'll show you guys real quick.
ASMR.
I just got
Is that a new Olipop flavor?
yes, peaches and cream.
That must taste delicious.
I've never
I took
tried it.
this picture this
Dang.
morning of the sun.
Cute.
The sun is this little dot because it's extremely hazy outside.
Damon?
Are
I
we
have heard.
inserting a picture?
Yeah. Wait. Let me just
Here.
send it. Yeah. Sure. Do you want to put it in there, Grant? After? Or you
Yeah,
gonna-
I'll put it in
I have
post
seen
editing.
people say stuff about that. They said the sun's not actually the sun; it's a planet now.
The sun is a planet.
No, the sun is a star.
Oh, here we go.
What is it?
It's a star.
I heard it was a star, but I've also heard it's a planet.
What does Google say?
That's what we're going to find
I thought
out.
The
it was a
sun is
star.
a giant ball of gas.
The sun is a star at the center of the solar system.
Who told you it was a planet?
It's the only star in our
Uh-huh.
solar system, actually.
And she's a teacher, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't teach them about the sun.
So, anyways,
They're in first
the
grade.
future
It's-
of our
give
youth.
'em a
is
break.
in
crazy
her hands.
outside, because the dust and the sand from the Sahara Desert is making its way across the Atlantic into America.
Whoa.
Why is it just not
That's
doing
not what
that?
I heard.
That's what I heard.
Was
That's
that-
That was
all
what I
of these
texted
Google
in the
things are
group.
saying.
I thought it was what I texted.
Wait,
What did
why
you
is it
text?
just not doing that?
Read what I texted.
I didn't read. I don't have time to read what you texted.
I'm not buying that story one bit.
What to know about Sahara dust moving across Atlantic and heading towards, what's this say? The U.S.
Wow.
Okay, I heard it was from the Canadian wildfires.
I have not heard a single thing about Canadian wildfires.
Canada is on fire.
So this is really weird. Let's debate it.
But why?
If they would become the 51st state, that wouldn't.
Why is the desert
I know what it is.
just now coming to us? Like, I'm confused.
What do you mean?
We're just having. Never
This
mind.
happens. Apparently, it happens once a
Winds.
year. That the dust, like the winds, pick it up and bring it all
So
over
why
here.
is people just now talking about it if it happens every year?
Yeah, there's no way
I
this
don't know.
happens every year.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's debate it then.
That's
Seem
what
fishy.
That's what they're telling you. It's the chemtrails, folks. Let me tell ya.
Wait. Okay. So Canadian wildfires
Ooh, there was
wasn't
a-
Shippensburg literally just on fire?
Yeah.
So you guys are calling Canadians
true.
stupid,
It
but
wasn't
our own
even-
town was just on fire.
the
Well,
fact-
I mean,
DCNR is completely
Shippensburg's
dumb.
stupid
The
too.
fact that it wasn't even hazy
you.
during the Shippensburg wildfires, though. Can you guys stop high-fiving right in front of my face?
There, those above. I love you.
Oh my gosh.
So
Obviously you don't.
all right.
You would stop high-fiving if you did.
No, I have a story about. I don't think we were in New York at this point, but
We were in Bethlehem.
oh yeah, was that when we were
That's
at
a lot
Wawa?
better. Good job.
But Grant was getting back into the car and he hit his head, and he was like, "Ow, I hit my head." And Danessa's like, "What did you say? Sucks for you?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, such a supportive
It's China. Actually.
He's fine.
spouse."
That's our
China's doing it?
So
communication.
I saw this the other day. I don't think it has nothing to do with this, but it was apparently there was a giant white streak over multiple U.S. states, and people were like, "Well, it's not the northern lights. It's not different types of lights." Also, found out there's southern lights. They're like red instead of green.
Interesting.
Well, Glenn Campbell wrote a song about it too.
I don't know who that is.
Or is that Southern Nights?
Probably. I
Southern
don't know.
Nights. Never mind.
But anyways,
Dang.
it was a Chinese rocket dumping experimental fuel in fate. In the
I believe
space.
it.
Interesting.
I believe
It's a Chinese.
So y'all were both right. Now this is coming from a news source that I don't particularly trust myself.
CNN. It's coming from CNN.
Really?
Okay.
It's
We don't listen to fake news.
So it could be fake news.
It is fake news.
But
Fake
apparently, the Canadian wildfires and the African fume sand dust are meeting and combining, and that's what's making it so bad.
That's so dumb. I don't
That
believe
seems like
that.
even a far-fetched story than the chemtrails.
I'm following the chemtrails.
Dust can be picked up and carried.
It can, but I don't think it can.
Not when it's the chemtrails.
I don't think it can. No.
Also, wouldn't the wind be blowing it the opposite direction?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Because the wind should be blowing from the U.S. to Africa.
No, the Earth's flat.
I like the way
Which
you
makes
think.
sense is how it's blowing back across. If it's blowing from the
saying.
U.S. to Africa, then it's
It's
going to come
going back
across
and
Africa
forth.
and then
It's-
across China and then right back. So
It's actually shaped like a dinosaur.
Can that be the measurement today? Can we talk about the ends of the Earth?
Oh boy.
I have a lot of things I could talk about.
Hot take, I don't like this Olipop.
ooh.
You don't like it?
Boy.
Another
Some,
thing is, have you guys heard about the cicadas coming?
They're coming
That's
again.
biblical.
What do you mean it's biblical?
Like the plagues in the end times.
No,
don't
like,
think
the
it's a
cicadas
plague.
are hatching this year.
They're hatching.
Yeah, just like
Definitely
4 years
still-
ago, they
like
also
every 10
was
years.
like Jesus is coming.
Apparently-
There's butts in the ground.
Apparently, they haven't shown up yet because it hasn't been like the soil hasn't been hot enough or something, and so they haven't come.
Well, everything's been on
Yet.
fire, so
So
Hot take. I
yeah,
think they're
maybe that
controlling the
helps
thermostat.
them.
maybe.
I don't know, but yeah, apparently it's gonna be really, really bad. So if it is, that would suck. But I saw someone say like this. I saw someone posted it on Facebook, and it was like, well, with Pennsylvania weather, they're not gonna come until August because that's when it's gonna get hot. So they're like making jokes about the weather, be like, because it hasn't even been like 80 yet, so it's like
I think it was 80 today.
Yeah, they're controlling the
it was like
thermostat.
79.
Mastriano actually put a bill out to like stop chemtrail spraying in Pennsylvania.
So
So
what
pass
was-
that baby.
what was your comment about thermostat? I didn't hear.
Oh, I said it's not hot because they're controlling the thermostat.
Controlling the weather.
Yeah, it's
According-
out there. Documentation.
According to AI,
Unclassified.
what to do if you see a cicada ? If you encounter a cicada, it's generally best to simply observe them and leave them alone. They're harmless. So if
Cicadas?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. They don't hurt
They're
you.
just
they're
ugly.
Yeah, they're just annoying.
Creepy.
and ugly
Yeah.
and
but
annoying.
if we don't get rid of them,
But
are they gonna keep on coming back?
apparently they come back every like 10 years or
But
something.
like if we get rid of them,
what do you mean by get rid
like
of
if
them?
you
Extinct?
kill everyone you see.
I don't think
That's
that's
a
possible.
lot.
you're not
Like
gonna
That's not
do-
possible.
Well, it's like you kill the ones you see, those ones aren't coming back. Or is it like they already laid their eggs and then
No.
they come out of the ground?
There's actually like a cicada Jesus. He just drives.
I'm asking serious.
I don't know how they work.
They only last like 7 weeks and they die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hey, real quick. So Google says while governments don't control climate change
Of course.
in the sense of directly managing atmospheric pressure, they play a critical role in influencing it. What does that mean?
Have you ever heard of
Oh,
cloud?
okay,
Have you,
good.
have you ever heard of cloud busting?
Cloud dusting?
Cloud busting.
Oh no, I've heard of
That's where they
cloud
would.
dusting.
Yeah.
I've heard of lust busting.
Oh boy. That's where they would. I think I'm getting this right. They would fly planes through clouds, and they say this is how they would control the farmers back in the day, and like
Make it
for
rain.
whoever political opponent or whatever they knew the farmers would go for or whatever. Somehow they would fly their planes into these clouds that looked like they were going to produce rain, release something in there, and the clouds would just disperse.
Well,
have
that's
you seen
like
Twister?
Yeah, the Twister.
Yeah.
Twisters, yeah.
Love
I've
that
never seen
movie.
it. So.
Oh, I mean, it's basically.
Good movie.
I rewatched it and
It wasn't as scary.
I couldn't finish it because I was like, this is the dumbest movie ever.
That's like my
Should-
favorite
wait,
movie.
Hold on.
No,
Should I
it's an
watch it?
awful
Because I've
movie.
never
Yes,
have.
it's so good.
The new one. The new one.
New one or
Yes.
old one?
I went to see it twice.
The new one.
She just likes Glenn Powell.
Don't say
Yeah.
No.
When-
Oh, Cindy does.
When
Yeah.
when what's
Don't tell
when
Rishi.
Oh boy.
Actually, I already told him.
the
Sorry.
tornado wrangler gets introduced, he's blaring Luke Combs Ain't No Love in
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
yeah.
Run me through a wall.
That is my favorite scene.
I don't know. There's something about it I just don't like.
You're a
You were
hater.
just scared in the
You're just-
first
You're
scene.
just jealous.
I
that you
wanna
can't
see-
have
I was
Glenn
scared
Powell.
the first time, but then when I like started to rewatch it, I was like, this is so dumb.
I want to see
was good.
Sharknado.
You want to see something that's dumb? Watch the first one, because that one's like
Yeah, I haven't watched
awful.
The first one, like a cow, like flies through the
Yeah.
air in a tornado.
I think I saw a clip of that.
probably that's like the scene from it. Like that's
Then,
what everyone
yeah.
remembers.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
No, I saw it at the drive-ins last year. So I saw the first one, and then I saw the second one like back to back, and it like
Oh,
started
wow.
like
Oh, cool.
raining during the first one. So yeah, it was
That's
cool.
fun.
Scary.
It was
Is there
cool.
any good movies coming out this summer?
I have no
How to
idea.
Train Your
haven't
Dragon
seen-
live action.
No.
There's none.
Dude, that movie's gonna
Because yeah, I would
slap.
love to go to the drive-ins, but if there's not any
Let's
movies,
Google it.
You could Google it. Google it right now.
Wait, I mean,
I was
say
looking
it's
at-
sometimes they play older
I
movies
do
too,
want to
though.
see.
Sometimes.
There's a movie out right now.
There's a new Lilo
it's
and Stitch movie that came out that the kids.
Lilo and
Lulu and
Stitch.
Stitch.
I said Lilo.
There's
and
a movie.
I just recently watched the first Lilo and Stitch, like the 2002 one, and it's like not that appropriate for kids.
Yeah.
I've never
So I
seen
was
it.
like, crap, why am I showing this?
I want to
It's fine.
see. It's called The Last Rodeo. It's got Michael Keaton in it.
Oh,
it's one of
yeah.
those like
Angel Studios.
Angel Studios movies.
Oh.
That
You know
sounds good.
they were raffling off a Ford Raptor. If you bought tickets on the website,
That's awesome.
Dang
they-
it.
like you got entered for like
Yeah, Grant, why did
a
you do-
Raptor, a side by side,
I didn't see that.
Bitcoin, and like all this other stuff.
Is
That's
the
pretty
giveaway over?
Cool. I think so. Yeah.
Dang it.
So we got Karate Kid Legend.
Fun fact.
Uh,
People say that my dad looks like the Karate Kid, like the original one.
Danny Russo.
I like when my dad was younger.
Slightly. I
Yeah.
can see it.
Just never would have thought about that.
Bring Her
Steve's
Back.
the Karate Kid.
That's a horror movie.
No, did you see
I just-
like what the local drive-in was?
I'm looking at
They don't have it
Ligersburg.
listed right now. It
That's
says
not
Lilo and
drive-in.
Stitch.
I don't care.
The drive-ins, the Cumberland Drive-In.
Let's go
It's
see
Lilo
Final
and Stitch and
Destination.
Karate Kid Legends. That's what's playing this weekend.
They're not gonna. They're
They don't
week
list
by
them
week.
out. No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's just like that week.
What the heck is
Okay,
this?
thank you, David.
My
There's a
friend,
movie
my
called
friend got this
Dogma.
giant projector, so that's how we watched the Eagles win the Super Bowl. Woo woo! And she's gonna put that up in her backyard this
yeah, if you haven't
summer. It is
noticed-
so fun.
Janelle is a big Philly
Yes.
fan for
Yeah.
baseball and football.
Football, go Birds,
So
go Phils.
yeah, she's literally
Even though they got crushed
she's
by the
pulling
Bruins.
up the game stats
It's okay.
during the
I'll give it to you.
episode.
They beat the Chiefs, so
Amen. That was the best game I've ever watched.
That literally was
in my
the best
whole
game
life.
ever.
I love Saquon. I love Jalen.
How many
wish I
jerseys do
would've-
you have?
You can
I
thank-
just have Jalen's. For Phillies, I have a Bryce and I have a Turner.
you can thank
Which
Penn
one did
State
you
for
just
Saquon.
get?
I know.
Janelle, which one did you just get?
I just got Turner.
Oh,
Yeah.
You take the Giants.
okay.
No,
I
You thank
thought you
Penn
just
State
got
though. They
no,
produced them.
but like, how many times does your favorite?
James Franklin didn't produce anyone. I'm sorry.
I didn't say James Franklin did it.
How many times does your favorite college player go on to like be your favorite pro player? Like,
Not
hardly
many
ever.
times.
It's never happened in my lifetime.
Tyler Warren.
You don't have to keep on putting the microphone on my face.
I feel like I do that.
He's like, yeah, thank you.
I feel like I do that.
You don't have to.
All right, okay, let's get this show back on the road.
Yeah, I don't know where
actually
we
need to
were.
be. What are we doing here? Games? Is there
Sydney's got
another
a
topic we need to
game.
talk
Game
about
time?
yet? Or
So our game isn't really a game. We're gonna do Christian
AI
song or worship song.
Ooh.
Christian song.
let's
or-
go.
Janelle, you should know you're a listener.
Yeah, but like,
Is it a Christian song or is it a worship
Or
song?
is it a worship song?
So we do this new thing.
that's a fine
And-
line.
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Um,
And we're the
probably
deciders
won't
of that
I want you
line.
guys to see my list.
Why aren't you the decider?
I said we're the deciders.
That's what he said.
This is a council judgment.
I thought.
You know,
thought
like
you
the
had
Jedi
right
Council?
Answer.
No, I don't have a right answer. This is up for debate. So
Oh.
this
So
isn't
it's
a
not
game.
really a
This is just
game.
Master
no. That's why I said we're just doing
A
a
discussion.
Yeah, the segment. called the
Friendly
Yellow.
discussion.
I think for next time we do get the whiteboards out. We all write it on, then we all reveal at the same time. Then we can really start an argument. But
I feel like we're all gonna be on the same page with all these because it's kind of black and white to us, you know. Okay.
I might
see.
start a fight just to start
Oh
one.
boy.
All right. I like to see you
It's
try.
called instigating.
Okay. First song that we're gonna.
So I either say worship
Pull
or
apart.
Christian.
Yeah. The first song is "Holy Water."
Song or worship song?
"Holy Water" by We the Kingdom.
I don't know if I know that one super well.
Does anybody know that song?
I do.
I know.
I'd know
do.
if listened
Can we
to
look
it.
up the lyrics?
Okay,
Yeah.
first verse. God, I'm on my knees again. God, I'm begging you, please again. I need you. Oh, I need you. Walking down these
Christian.
desert roads. Water for my thirsty soul. I need you. Oh, I need you. Your forgiveness. This is the chorus. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin.
I'm gonna say worship.
Christian.
It's a Christian song.
I don't know.
So at my church, I'm just thinking, like, I'm trying to think about like my worship director, like his brain, because he like picks very specific songs and is like he's like vetoed songs before because he's like, no, this isn't like not appropriate for Christian worship, but like he is really discerning about that.
It's not a worship song.
Yeah,
It's a Christian
Yeah.
song. That's the thing.
Yeah. And so I really appreciate that about him. So I'm trying to like channel my inner.
That's what
George.
this is all about. Because, if you weren't, I don't know if
name's
you
George.
listened
Yeah, I
to
know.
the first episode that we did this, but I had a song that I
I don't think I did.
It's okay if you didn't. But
yeah.
the first one, I had said that I liked a song the one week, and then I listened to it throughout the week, and then I was like, this actually isn't a worship song. It's like doesn't give any praise to Jesus. So
Yeah.
I was like, I had heard it in church at first. Like that's how I found it. So I'm like, this can't be played in church.
This is a Christian.
So hold on. So what are you saying?
So I'm gonna say worship
You're
song,
saying
but
worship.
like
You're saying
Christian.
Christian.
Fence.
Worship.
Christian wins.
So we're
Right.
split. Wait, we're half and half, and
I
then you
think we
say,
get to defend our
There's
positions.
5 of us, so
But what about me?
What do you say?
I don't know. I will honestly.
great.
I think worship.
Wow,
I-
we are split. Here
This
we
is
go.
what I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
let's hear Grant. We'll go around the table. Defend
Round
your
one,
position.
KO time. Here we go.
If we're talking like a Sunday morning service, church worship, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
If it's a
That's what I'm
Well,
thinking
but
about.
well,
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's
No,
what I was
Danessa.
thinking
Yeah.
about.
We sing it at our church.
Don't clap at each other.
Do?
I've sang it on stage.
Well, it
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's a worship song though.
just saying.
Okay, let Grant finish.
We'll sing it a couple times.
if it's played during a worship night, that's another thing. I'm okay with I'm
that's
looking at
one
it from. I'm looking at a worship night and a church service as two different things, and I'm looking at it because I mean I do play in a worship band at church. When you're playing worship for a Sunday service church, you're definitely a lot more. I don't know,
Worshipy.
worshipy. I
Other
guess
than
I don't
a
know.
worship service.
Strict or whatever. If you're having a worship night, like yes, you definitely want to be serious with it, but there is, I feel like, leeway where you can throw in like one or two songs that aren't as
That are
there's-
Christian songs.
Okay, here's my.
No.
I'm gonna back you up. So
This one's like Lord, I need you. This is literally like Lord, I need you, though.
He's trying every way to not say Christian song. He's just trying to think of
Okay.
every way.
listen. So I think the same. It wouldn't be like a sing it at church, but it's definitely like a personal worship type song because it's saying I need you and it's talking to God. It's
Yeah.
saying, it's only saying things that are like attributes of him or praise to him or like confessing that you need him. And to me that's like worship song.
I say worship because I have sang this for worship during a Sunday morning church service. I will say from personal, it is just like first verse. I'm on my knees again, begging you please again. Oh, I need you. And it's just the way I think of it is the mindset of like David. You know, I can hear this as a Psalms coming from David. It's like, God, I need you again. I'm on my knees. I'm coming to you. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey. I don't know. I could just hear it as a song.
It does sound like a song. Yeah.
And it's just that's like a worship to me.
We're not debating if it's a song. We're debating if it's a worship
Song.
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 PSALM.
I heard song.
David.
It's okay. You don't
Open
have
your
headphones on.
ears. You don't have headphones. But
That makes a
no,
difference.
I'm not backing down from worship.
Okay, go ahead. Christian song.
Danessa.
Go. Defend yourself.
Danessa.
Why me? I'm not going first.
But you
What?
said you like
You
this
said
song.
you have an
Yeah.
opinion. You got to defend it.
I just said it was a Christian song.
Why?
That's what this is the game.
I'm
You have
not
to
good at
defend yourself.
debating, people.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
Janelle, you
that
want to
was
lead
good,
us
though.
off? Or?
I don't think it was.
I just wish I knew the song a little bit better.
Okay,
honestly,
okay, that's
I
fine.
think,
Fair enough.
yeah.
That's fine. So here's my thing.
Okay,
It's more
Janelle.
telling a
I know
story
that was
than
a
anything.
cop-out.
It's more like to me, it's a little bit more of like a testimony to a degree, kind of shared that way,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't consider a worship. I'd consider it more Christian. So
Okay,
that's why I'm going Christian
do we
song.
have a set
There's
definition
no-
of
yeah.
worship?
That's
No.
the great thing about this is we
Because
don't.
I was gonna
That's why we
say.
get to
I was
argue.
gonna say
That's
because
why I don't like it.
That's why
it's
it's fun.
a very because ultimately it comes down to your personal convictions, honestly. Because if you're like one person can worship a totally different way than anybody else, and it doesn't mean it's any less effective or meaningful.
Agreed.
So I don't know, but I do like this. Let's continue.
It's so eerily similar to Lord, I Need You, and they're like basically.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Lord,
It says
Lord,
I-
I need you.
Okay, that's
Lord,
the
I
only
come, I
similar.
confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. How does the beginning of Holy Water start? God, I'm on my knees again. God, I'm begging, please again. I need you. Oh, I need you.
Take out the melody that's
Walk down
upbeat.
I don't think. Okay, you guys are saying the whole thing's a worship song. Is the whole thing a worship song, or is just that part the worship part?
So
All of it is saying like different things that they're just, all of them are saying like different things to God.
Of like how that
Like,
said person needs. Or
Down
whatever.
at the bridge, it says, "I don't want to abuse your grace, God. I need it every day. It's the only thing that makes me want to change. I don't like." And then it repeats that, and it's just like it's like confessing these things to God. It's like saying them to Him.
okay, well, you set a precedent the first week that anything talking about I or reflecting me and all this stuff.
Okay.
You set a precedent
You
the
did
first
say
week,
that.
so now you can't go back on it.
Let me start over. Then the first song that I was talking about was saying all the things that you're
Okay.
good at. It's saying I'm worthy. I'm like
What was that song called again?
made for more. Shay's calling me right now.
Answer.
I was gonna say whose phone is
Hi
ringing?
Shay, I'm on the podcast right now. Would you like to talk? Okay, I'll talk to you later.
I heard her say
Okay,
no.
bye.
That's okay.
Oh, Shay.
Anyways,
All right, next song.
okay, yeah, we're moving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we
ready
gotta
to move
move
on.
It's already 8:30.
Yeah. Okay, listen. I know who I am. Now I am chosen, free and forgiven. I have a future. It's I have this. I have that. I know who you are. It's not saying God. This song says God, I need you. Like it's saying it to Him, and it's saying His name in the song. That song doesn't say Jesus or God in it at all. Fun fact. Okay, we're moving
So
on.
your logic is if it says Jesus or God, it's a worship song, and if it doesn't,
But it
it's-
depends
I
how
didn't
it's used in
say
the
that.
context.
I didn't say that
I
either.
don't know what it sounded like to me.
Well,
that's
in the context of the song, the way it's using.
Man, this.
it's
All I'm going to say is this is going to be a fun segment.
Okay. You
Next
know,
song.
let's get a somewhat definition here. You know,
No, that's no fun. That makes
well, I don't care. It says,
don't want definitions.
I want to say it.
Okay.
The true. Okay, this is AI, obviously, but
Oh god.
it says the
True.
definition of worship involves offering adoration and reverence to a deity, i.e., God, expressing it through various acts like praise, devotion, and rituals. It's about acknowledging and celebrating the power and perfection of the divine, often accompanied by a sense of awe and respect. So
So what's a Christian song?
everything but it.
everything
Okay,
that's not
next
worship.
song.
All right,
Next song we're going with.
We're 43 minutes in.
What's the next one?
We're gonna go till it's 2 hours until we get this list of songs.
We're going
Just
till
kidding.
2
I have
hours.
six.
Here in 2 hours.
I have 6 songs. We'll maybe do
We'll do
3
two.
at this rate.
I would say we're just doing maybe 3.
Okay, we're doing 3.
All right.
All right.
Next.
That means no game.
This is the
This
game.
is the-
This is
This is a game to me.
I missed that part.
All right, next song is
This is
My
not a game.
Jesus
This is
by
stress.
Ann Wilson.
what's that?
My Jesus.
Oh, love that one. I know
here we
that
go.
one.
This is going to be a good one.
Okay, while everyone's like looking at the lyrics, I went to Spotify and I typed in worship music, and these are the songs that Spotify classifies as worship songs, and I did not agree with all of them. So that's where I picked them from.
Okay. So, just based on what you said last song, since this has Jesus in it, it has to be a worship song.
That's not what I said. That's not what I
That's
said.
why
I
took
would
you
say
from it.
I would say Christian. Anybody agree?
To me, it's a Christian song.
Yeah.
It's definitely a Christian
Yeah.
song. It's talking to another person.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with
Christian.
that.
Yeah.
It's proclaiming what Jesus does, but it's talking to another person. It's not
There's
talking
no,
to
there's
God.
no like God, you are so great
Right.
or anything like.
like
not
the
talking
last
to him,
song
yeah.
had.
Yeah,
It
this
is
is
saying. Oh, never mind.
this is telling a person about
Yeah.
everything he has done. This is
Right.
basically like
His love is strong. His grace is free. The good news is that he can do what he did for me to you. Like
Yeah.
that's
Okay, I'm going to change my answer just to be difficult then. It's a worship song because you're,
It says Jesus.
in theory, you're, sharing the word of God. You're sharing Jesus. You're bringing people to Jesus. How's that not a worship song?
a Christian song. That's what a Christian song is.
I think he
talking
agrees
about
Christian,
God.
but he just wants to
Yeah, he wants
disagree.
to
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, that one was
Next.
easy.
That's half of Damon's.
Yeah.
Pretty much
Thing on
Sunday
there.
Mountain.
So we're all pretty much on the same page with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next song, "Firm Foundation" by Cody Carnes.
I just want to say for the record, a lot of these are very biblical when you actually read
Yeah,
the lyrics.
yeah.
We're not debating the
Yeah.
biblical
Oh, no,
whatever,
they're
anything
all
like that.
biblical.
True.
Yeah.
Like they are all Christian songs.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
all denominationally, religiously
Solid.
Christian song, but some of them are CCM and some of them are worship. That's the genre. Shut up.
I'm just curious what it's saying.
No, there is. Isn't there genre of worship?
Hold on.
Isn't worship a genre, or is that a subgenre?
Hold on, we'll see.
Now we're just getting into semantics, I feel like.
Yeah, now Vanessa is just having a bad time.
No. It,
Here.
if you guys like facts, I'm.
This one
making the
doesn't
facts.
have.
I'm
Okay.
just saying.
Firm foundation. What do you guys think? Okay, I'll read the first thing. Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand. When everything around me is shaken, I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus because he's never let me down. He's faithful through generations, so why would he fail me now? He won't.
Him.
Worship or Christian song.
I'm saying worship just because we sing this at my church.
I'm gonna say it's a. Damon's gonna be like, you can't say that, but I'm gonna say it. It is a Christian worshipy song.
Oh
it's
my
not
God.
You can't say that.
because we sing it in freaking church.
That doesn't matter, Grant.
can't call
You
it
gotta
that.
pick one.
I'm saying Christian song.
What happened?
What? What?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, I just Google searched firm foundation because I just figured it would come up.
Concrete company
A firm
came up.
foundation is a strong and stable base that provides support for something else, like a house, a relationship, or a career.
Hey guys, like we don't know what you mean if you don't say Cody Carnes.
Come on.
I just put firm foundation lyrics.
Yeah, I put.
Yeah, same.
Now he did that.
I'm
It's a
saying
Christian
Christian
song.
song.
Wait, so when I Googled it, in the parentheses, it says he's going to make a way.
Yeah,
I never
have
knew
it
that
too.
was a thing.
Oh,
Where?
I didn't know that either.
See-
Right here.
I've always seen firm
Oh.
foundation and then he won't.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I've never seen he's going to make a way.
They don't even say he's gonna make a way, right?
Not directly.
Maybe this version. Yeah, the one on Spotify says he won't.
Yeah.
He won't fail. I mean, I think this is
It's-
definitely Christian.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is not a worship song.
But it's sang in churches. It's sang. We sing it at Passion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we sing it in the
Well,
most
it is
like.
giving praise to
It's
Jesus,
a.
right?
But that's the difference between Christian and worship.
I would say.
That's the whole difference.
It's really
No,
interesting.
I said it is giving praise.
So you believe it's a worship song?
I'm saying it's giving praise, but I don't think it's a worship song.
That's the whole point. If it's
That'd be my
if it's
head
giving praise to Jesus,
This is why
then it's
this is
worshiping
so confusing
him.
to me.
Giving praise means to worship.
It's interesting because I feel like the first half of the lyrics
But then couldn't
are
you say
talking
that-
about
Sorry.
Jesus, and then the bridge, it's talking to Jesus. Rain came, wind blew, but my
Yeah,
house
I
was
think
built
this
on
song
you.
can be worship and Christian.
So you agree with Grant?
So half of the song is. Okay,
That's
okay.
what I was
actually
saying.
Janelle
about,
made a good point.
That other song.
What other song?
Holy Water.
No.
You're wrong. Moving on. We moved on from that.
You're not wrong, people.
About it being both.
Because she was Christian. You said worship.
You're not a Christian anymore.
No, the
So sorry.
genre of the. Oh my gosh. Can we move on to the ministry minute, Janelle?
No, Janelle doesn't make decisions.
One more.
One more song.
I have no power here.
Obviously, I don't either. So
Okay, one more song, just because
This is fun.
it's. I feel like we can end on a good one. I have pick a number between 1 and 2.
7.
Just do it.
Between
1.5.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go with number 2. Okay, That's Who I Praise by Brandon Lake.
Well, oh,
I feel like that's Christian.
That's a Christian. I don't even.
Christian.
Yeah, it's
Picked
Christian.
1.2. 1.5. Never mind. Okay,
I,
anyways.
I think it's this song's more like that's
very
my
Christian.
That's Christian.
it's more like my Jesus.
yeah, I get it.
It's just like it's like
Telling
let me
facts
tell you.
about
Yeah.
him.
Okay, then our actual final song is The Voice of Truth by Casting Crowns.
Never even heard of that song.
I
Good
bet you
song.
have.
Yes, you
I
have.
bet you
Grant.
probably have.
I've played it in the car before, and you said I've never heard of this, and then you have heard of it. So you've heard
Okay,
of it.
so I'm going to read the first verse. It says, "Oh, what would I would do to have the kind of faith it takes to climb out of this boat I'm in."
Okay, you can't do that without
to the
singing it.
crashing,
Hold on.
onto the crashing waves, to step out
Wow.
of my comfort zone until the realm of the unknown where Jesus is.
There you go.
Can we go back real quick?
Watch Facing the Giants.
Can we go back real quick?
But the giant's calling out my name and he laughs at me. Okay, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
don't know it.
That's definitely a Christian song, by the way. However, he is the Lion of Judah. He's the Lamb that was slain, the one who is worthy of all his names. That's who I praise. He is the risen Messiah. He is the Ancient of Days, the only one who's worthy of all of his names. That's who I praise.
So what do you
That seems almost like it's worshipy.
So it's a worshipy Christian song.
No, it's not. It's worshipy.
Or is it a Christian worship song?
It's a Christian worship.
It's worshipy.
Definitely religious, if you ask me.
I want to dance like David. I want a faith like Paul.
That's not praising Jesus.
can't-
That's what I want to do.
Oh,
Unless,
you're right there. You're right there.
unless it's saying, God, make me like this. It's asking. Unless it's a petition of, I want to be more like this, Lord, make me more like this.
Well, hey, can you
Can we
re-say all
move
that?
on
Because I
from
had the
that
mic
song?
the entire time.
Unless, if you guys didn't hear that, unless it's a petition to God, him asking, like, God, make me more like this, make me like Paul, make me like David. Just a thought.
The first one was a lot easier when we were 3 for 3. I'm just trying to make stuff up now and be, play the other side of the apple. But
The Voice of Truth. We all think it's a Christian song.
yes,
Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I think I have one more, but we can save that for next time because this is fun.
is it easy like the Voice of Truth was?
Everlasting God by Lincoln Brewster.
I don't even
don't
know
know.
it.
You are the everlasting God.
Worship.
Oh.
The everlasting
I can't type right now.
God. You do not
My goodness.
Then that's
strength
probably
will
a
rise as we
worship
wait upon
song.
the Lord. Wait upon the Lord. We will wait upon the
Wait,
Lord.
what's the song?
I didn't know he sang that. I thought it
Everlasting
was.
God.
Lift up on wings like
Somebody
eagles.
else.
I think other people have covered it.
Yeah, that's.
That's Christian.
Yeah, it says song by Chris Tomlin.
That's dumb. I like the Lincoln
That's
Brewster.
Christian.
Why? Because it's by
Hot
Chris
take.
Tomlin.
Hot take.
Moving on.
Wait, who originally did this song?
Lincoln. I think it's it says song by Chris.
No. We know what happened.
Chris
Tomlin
Tomlin was in
took it from
2006.
somebody else and made it his own.
When did it say Lincoln Brewster?
Lincoln
I said it.
on Spotify.
Yeah, but like what year? Chris Tomlin was 2006.
Lincoln Brewster was 2006 too.
2006.
Oh,
Maybe did they
what
write it
month?
together?
That's exactly what happened.
It doesn't say
November
it.
6th, 2000, or November 7th of 2006.
Okay, look at Chris Tomlin. November what? 7th?
7th, 2006.
Watch Chris Tomlin's like
November
December
8th.
Yeah.
It's like a great idea.
Whoops. Everlasting Go. My bad. I typed too fast.
Release date.
It just says 2006.
Ah.
But it says copyright in 2007.
Oh, that's definitely what happened.
So it's after.
Ambiguous.
Special edition.
He looks weird in that picture.
Demo. Acoustic. This is definitely everybody else's songs.
Okay, anyway.
Who originally wrote? Okay, too much dead time. Let's just move on to the ministry minute. Janelle's gonna
I have a
you for them.
video thing.
Oh,
That
yes,
thing
Grant
that-
has a part.
Yeah.
We're not doing the ministry minute yet.
Not
Hold your
yet.
horses, Janelle.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
hold on.
Go ahead, Grant.
Sorry. Everlasting God was copyrighted by Thank You Music for both of them.
Oh.
So they probably were just like, here's this is a song. This is a song. You can use it.
They weren't co-writers because they didn't.
They didn't
No.
write it together.
No.
I think the
Brent?
same
And they didn't sing
publishing
it together.
company
They had their own
or something like
version.
Brenton Brown, serving as a worship pastor
Don't watch it yet, Landon.
at the Oxford Vineyard, UK, and eventually coordinator, blah blah blah. He wrote all these songs. So I think it was one of those like he wrote it and sold the
Yeah.
rights to it so that multiple people.
That's how a
could
lot of
sing
people
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Yes, especially with CCM.
And he's making a royalty off of it. All right, sick. All right, on to the ministry minute.
We got
I
a
thought we
video.
had
had
to a
something.
video.
This is gonna
On to
create
the
some
ministry
great.
minute after this video.
Yeah. So, open your phones because I
gosh.
sent the video.
Oh.
Janelle doesn't have it though.
Yeah, I sent it to Janelle.
Yes.
Oh.
So
Oh,
I'm
So
actually
I'm
on
in
my
here.
phone this time.
like open the message.
Oh, new group
Okay.
chat.
Don't click the
I'm
video.
sitting and
Just
I'm-
open the
I'm
message.
Okay.
Being there, sitting
I
and
see
waiting.
Joe Rogan.
this.
Okay. So the title of the video is this AI generated Bible influencer selfie vlog trend is going wild right now.
Oh,
and so
gosh.
I didn't really watch any of I kind of glanced at it and I was like, I want to wait to watch this until we're all together so we all get so we all get a raw reaction.
Let's do it.
All right. So
It's appropriate.
yes, it is. Wait. All right.
You count down.
Let me make sure we're
So we
good.
click
All right.
it. and
Ready?
then- Well, it start as soon as you click it.
Oh,
Sorry.
What was that?
That was the headphones probably.
Ready?
All right. Ready? 3,
2,
1.
Fam, your boy David here, about to yeet this little stone at Goliath and see what happens. Okay, so I told y'all to
Oh, I've seen
Oh.
but no, y'all wanted to stay in Egypt stacking bricks. Yo, it's Shadrach. This random dude just showed up. It's getting lit in here.
I got the horses in the back. Horse tack is attached.
Horses in the
Hat is matte black. Got the boots that's black to match.
You know I'm a daddy's boy. He's got me in this Technicolor drip. Brother's so jelly right now. They're looking a little sus. These Philistines thought they could flex on me. Big mistake. I just took some pre-workout and finna bring the house down. I would like to formally apologize to
Oh
your
no!
sailors and this whale. Sorry, dude.
It's a fish. It's a
That's
giant
funny.
fish.
That's
It's one of
funny.
those Goliath fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Everyone says whale, but it never actually says whale. In
No. It says fish.
yeah.
A whale is not a
is it-
fish.
What is it then?
A mammal.
Just a big fish.
A whale is a mammal.
Janelle just said big fish.
A whale is a mammal.
It never says whale.
No, but it says fish. So it couldn't be a whale because a whale is a mammal,
Bible book of
What?
not a fish.
I'm lost.
So what are you guys' thoughts
A
on
whale is not a fish. A whale is a mammal.
take his microphone privileges.
I'm saying it doesn't have to be a fish. Or it doesn't have to be a mammal. It's
Bible
not a mammal.
says fish.
Great, that was a great video.
Yeah, that was
really
good.
funny.
What's he doing?
Damon has fact checked every single thing we've all said.
Everything.
Oh no. What's it saying now?
I'm gonna find some obscure Bible out there that says whale.
Well, this one says flee. He was in a flea.
It's
It says
No,
Jonah
it-
flees.
He had
Jonah
ticks
has
too.
fleas.
He had
You are
ticks.
false teaching right now.
No, I'm not. I'm reading Google, which is false teachers.
And the Lord,
this whole time. So
Jonah 1,
looks like a whale.
17. And the
The Bible's-
Lord appointed a great fish to swallow up Jonah.
okay,
it's
then what
literally a
fish
fish.
is big enough to swallow a human other
Have
than
you
a whale?
seen that freaking
The Goliath
Goliath?
grouper?
That thing?
Show me that, please.
Don't
It's the
look
ocean,
at it in the
though.
eyes.
It's the ocean. Like, we don't know what's down there. We don't know what's
It could have been a Leviathan.
that was a
NIV,
great
now the
video.
Lord provided a huge fish.
That
What
doesn't
did you
look
guys
that big.
think? What did you guys think of the video?
That was good. That was
It
fun.
was funny.
Yeah.
Who?
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny. Okay.
All right. That didn't generate anything like I thought it would.
No,
Okay.
honestly, I feel like certain jokes like that sometimes are borderline like
Yeah, I didn't know what to think. of that.
Sacrilegious?
Yeah.
insensitive is a good word because it's like where'd it come from? That's what you have to think of at first. Thank you, Damon. That's what you have to think of at first is like, was it a Christian who posted this?
That's why I'm saying, it might not be appropriate
Well, yes, but
if you didn't
Yeah,
watch
sure.
it beforehand.
I don't know.
you didn't watch it beforehand.
I think it like
Oh, sorry, I wasn't.
I think it
paying
gives a
think it
little
was
bit
that.
of like I don't want to say like perspective, but at the same time it's like you kind of it brings it a little bit more you
makes it more human.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that just to start a good debate, a good discussion on it. What's the purpose of it? Right? I think to us
Yeah.
it's funny as believers. I can see if somebody says, "Well, it's blasphemous." I could see that. I don't necessarily agree with it. I can see it. But I think what it does well, to your point, it kind of humanizes the stories to an extent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To an extent. But I think more importantly is to a non-believer, does someone say, "Oh, that's kind of cool," and then do they actually
Do the
start
research,
reading
yeah.
the Bible, and then do they actually start going to church, and then what does that lead to, right?
And I
think
think that's
I
what-
think that's the bigger, more important thing about that.
I do like some of these, like especially like Sight and Sound. They do a great job of like productions and stuff, but also like The Chosen and The House of David. Sure, some of it might get lost in translation, but at the same time, it's like this is real stuff,
This
and
is
you can
all that we
more.
know.
It's coming off the pages. You can anyone can read a book and just kind of be like, oh yeah, this happened. But like when you can like picture it and see it happening, I think that's when it like makes more of an impact or whatnot.
And even like The Chosen throws in jokes.
Yeah,
Like just funny little things.
But I mean,
Yeah.
you would
also
catch
if you
on to,
read the
yeah.
Bible, like
it's pretty.
it's
funny.
kind of funny. Like
It's
when
got
Yeah.
some good stuff.
like
in it.
Jesus cursed a fig tree because it didn't have figs on it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Man, I'm kind of hungry. It didn't have a fig." He goes, "Curse you." And it's like,
I don't know if that was supposed to.
I don't know if it happened like
but-
that.
well, I'm just saying, like it's
but that's kind of what it says. That's
yeah,
literally
it
what
said
is,
he
like-
cursed the tree and it will never bear fruit again. And it's
Yeah.
like,
I think there's a deeper meaning behind that, but okay.
yeah,
It's
but I
just an
mean,
example.
I've heard they say Jonah's the OG crash out because
Okay,
like
now we're going the whole other way.
I don't know. It's just like
oh man, that was
David needs to go home.
sorry if I'm too young for you. You
was very
old
Gen
people,
Z.
you millennials.
Oh man, we're gonna get in so much trouble for that one.
Also, the Hawaiian Pigeon Bible.
Oh God.
Also,
Not
for the
this one
fish,
again.
it says the one in charge. He when make ready one mangos fish, fo swallow Jonah.
So that even says fish.
All trans. If the pigeons say it was a fish, it was a fish.
Gosh.
I don't even know what I can say now.
You guys, okay, kind of on the same topic. Have you guys heard of the card game The Bible is Funny?
I think.
No,
No.
but maybe for a podcast we should play around or a game of it.
But this is the thing. It's like is it borderline sacrilegious? If you're a Christian and you're playing, so it's basically like apples to apples.
Yeah.
You have verses in your hand that are totally out of context, and you play, like somebody puts a topic down, and then you play your card that's like the best option, I guess.
I wouldn't say it is just because it's like normally like
Is there more pictures?
you're not. It's not like you're really like trying to preach it with it. It's
Sure.
more just like a fun kind of game.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing people need to remember is that if God created everyone, which I believe God did create everyone, I believe he created us all in his image, as the Bible suggests, then it means he created humor.
Yeah.
Because he created everything, which also means if he created us in his image, that probably means he's probably the funniest person that we know. If we're thinking in kind of layman simple terms of how do we understand what God's word says, and that if he truly created us in his image, which again I believe he did because that's what he says in the word of God, well then you can only connect certain things.
So this one example I pulled up, the card laid down, it says my daily affirmation, and then the verse somebody played says is Song of Songs 7:2. Your navel is perfectly formed like a goblet. So it's like this verse is completely out of context, but in the context of like that card that's played, that's funny. But is that wrong, or is it like this is funny because like why would the Bible say that? I don't know. It's definitely like there's a fine line between going too far, and I guess like I feel like the people who made it were Christians. I do know that. So that's another part of it. Go ahead, sorry.
And I know that one thing that we talk about a good bit on here is what is the intention of your heart. Like I think that has a lot. Like, is the intention just to truly have a good laugh, or is the intention to truly like be malicious, take God's word out of context, and do that? Like, what is your actual intent of your heart? Because I don't have any problem with this if. Wow, the Catholics. Okay, well, that's a totally different story. Okay.
Oh boy, the Catholic.
Okay.
Read that later.
But no, like, what is the actual intention of your heart? Like, because I don't think that there has any issue with just wanting to have a good laugh at something. But if your true goal is to be blasphemous, well then that's obviously sinful.
Fun of it, If the cards are like just foul and disgusting and just wrong, that's a whole nother thing. But this one was like my daily affirmation, so like that's kind of like a positive thing. Like I don't know.
I mean, what's it called?
The Bible is funny.
So would you rather play the Bible is funny or Cards Against Humanity? That's an easy answer.
Right.
Exactly.
Cards Against Humanity.
Because it's in mine, it's crude, it's inappropriate, it's not being Christ-like, right? Where so this brings into an area where you can at least have a clean, funny, wholesome game of something like that. So I don't have any issue with it.
Even like apples to apples, sometimes borderlines.
Don't they have a Christian apples to apples?
They do.
Yeah. Cards Christians like.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Oh, there's that, but then there is a Bible version of apples to apples. Like actual, I will say it's not as funny, but it is definitely better.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I think you can like. It's with anything that like God created good, then like the enemy tries to like twist it for So I think it can be lighthearted and fun, and then some people can like take it and twist it too far, and definitely need boundaries around that. But I would say like harmless fun for the most part.
Well, it's almost 9:00. We should do the ministry minute.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What time are we?
Oh, we're an hour and 10. Go ahead, Janelle.
So just to preface this real quick, we did throw this on her last minute, so
Pretty last minute.
we're gonna try to help her out as much as possible here. So I just wanted to get that out there. So it's
Because somebody, I won't name names, texted at 2 p.m. this afternoon and said, hey, is it too late to see if Janelle wants to do the ministry minute?
But then
And everyone said, yeah, it is.
But then you didn't text me.
So we totally sat down here.
Yeah, and then we came down here, we're like, hey, you want to do the ministry minute?
And she said yes. So here we are.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Janelle.
So I just really want to talk about the armor of God, especially since, we just come up against a lot of hard things in this life, and what we can do to like protect ourselves and the gifts that God has given us to do so. So I did a Bible study I'm in a women's group, and we meet every Thursday, and it just has grown my faith so much. And we did a Priscilla Schreier study on the armor of God, and just diving into that was so impactful in my faith. So just to even like give a little bit of a preview of that tonight, I think would be really helpful. So I'm going to read from Ephesians 6. It's pretty long. I'm going to read from verses like 10 to 20. Ephesians 6. Finally be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. And this is like one of my favorite verses. Verse 12. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying at all times in the Spirit with all prayer and supplication. To that end, keep alert with all perseverance, making supplication for all the saints, and also for me, that words may be given to me, and opening my mouth boldly to proclaim the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains, that I may declare it boldly as I ought to speak. So yeah.
This is Paul writing, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
From prison.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
So yeah, it's just like, I feel like sometimes, especially when we read like the news and current events, and it can be really hard to hear and read that stuff and just be like, oh, this world is like the worst. But just remembering that like, it's not flesh and blood that we wrestle against. Like it is like, I mean, I listened to like Tanner's episode a couple weeks ago and about like spiritual warfare and just how much it is like, that is a real thing. And yeah, it's just not the people that we see. Like it's easy to be like, oh, that political party or like those people. And it's like, no, there's like something deeper too that is at stake. And like we are fighting a war, and we do have the victory though. And I think it's so important to remember that, and how yeah, just this isn't our home, but also Jesus could come back tomorrow, but he hasn't come back yet. And it's because we need to tell others about him and proclaim the gospel boldly, as this passage has said. So yeah, I just feel like this passage gets more important every day. And yeah, just remembering those weapons that we can fight with. Yeah. Anybody have anything?
There's a lot that can be said about these verses.
There's a lot in there.
You could break this down and make it like a 10-week thing if you wanted to. We went through this Rick Renner study of the armor of God in my Sunday school class like a year or two or so ago. It was a while ago, actually. Anyways, and it broke down each part and like the way the Roman armor was and how like, I don't know what study you went, or you didn't go through Rick Renner's, but anyways, I don't know what yours went through or how much it broke it down, but like each part is so specifically like made to protect you. And like, this is just like, oh yeah, put your shoes on and put your helmet on and grab your shield. But like, no, the actual visual of this is like nothing is getting you. Like there's absolutely no reason you're going to get hurt or killed or hurt or anything like that by the evil presence in this world. I think the one that sticks out to me the most, if I have to pick from any of these, is the shoes of peace. Because if your feet are not standing on the word, if you're not rooted in the word, you're going to tremble and you're going to shake. Your feet are, your legs are going to tremble, and you're not going to be able to stand true on what you believe. You won't have any peace. Exactly. For foundation, Christian song. You won't have any peace. I think that it's just so important to know what you're standing on, to be rooted in the gospel.
Yeah, I would say my favorite is, again, if I had to pick, they're all important. But I would say verse 17, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. So just, again, that like reiterates how important it is to like be in your word. And that study also talked about how the sword is like one of the only offensive weapons. The rest of them are like defensive. So like the shield protecting and the helmet protecting your head. But then you have the sword, like you have the word of the Lord. And just how impactful that can be.
Yeah, and I think to that point, right, when you have the the word of the Lord, when you have your Bible, that you can go on the offensive against the demonic, against Satan, all that stuff. But I think it's really good what you kind of both of you hit on is that think of a lot of you have seen a movie with a Roman soldier, Roman Empire before, something like that. Think of all of the protection that you see in those movies. That's what Paul's physically writing or talking about here is that's our armor from God, right? And then he goes out and explains every single thing. But what I love about what you said, Janelle, was I do not wrestle against the flesh and blood.
Yep.
Do not get caught in the day-to-day battles between ourselves.
Yeah.
We're all brothers and sisters in Christ. We're all supportive. Furthermore, if you know there's a weakness in someone's armor, that's when you go, so if, let's just take, for example, I don't know, the first one I can find in here, which let's just take the breastplate of righteousness. If somebody's struggling with righteousness, stand there with them, protecting them with yours, shielding both of you, help them walk through that, right? Because that's we're not at war with each other. We're supposed to be in line together as one, kind of as a Roman brigade, a Roman legion, if you will, with Paul's writing, moving forward in our walk with Christ. So I think that's an important thing. So I love how you guys kind of tackled that and everything.
I'm sitting way down here. I gave up sitting on my feet.
I don't know. I was going to say if I had to pick one, mine would probably be the sword of spirit too. Just because I have found that scripture memorization actually really does help. No matter how many times people say it, but I always thought I was it seems too much like school to really read something and memorize it. I forgot half the stuff I learned in school. It means I'm not going to remember any of this. But the more I do it, the more I find a reason to use it, if anything. If I start to feel tempted in a certain way, and it's just that verse just pops into my head, and it's I could just recite it. And it just really helps. And I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, you should try that. And he goes he said the same thing. He goes, I don't know how you memorize stuff. He goes, it just doesn't stick. And I was like, I referenced when Jesus was tempted in the desert. He wasn't using all his power. He was just quoting scripture to the devil. He was like, this is what the word says. This is all I need to. He goes, your temptations, your lies don't work here because I know what my father said and what is good. So I don't know. It helps. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think to that point, I kind of throw education, if you will, in a physical training aspect, right? It's how are you going to use that in the future type thing. I think when people hear physical, they think lifting, exercising, things like that. But I kind of use it from all that. So I love what Paul writes, 1 Timothy 4:8. For physical training is of some value, but godliness, spiritual training, is of value in everything and everywhere. Every way. I can't read. You were right, Janelle.
See, she memorized it.
That's exactly right. But I think that drives something, right? Because when you can go on and use the Word of God and not need your Bible present, there is something powerful about that of just knowing certain things, and that can help. And I know one big thing with anxiety attacks, a lot of people memorize Psalm 23 because Psalm 23 is just long enough to where it'll overtake your anxiety and it'll take it away, but it's short enough to where you can memorize it. So it's kind of a nice little balance. And obviously Psalm 23 is one of the most famous that David wrote, but it's one of those things that you can memorize in times of need.
I think also the Bible is the only physical thing you can have with you.
Yeah.
Everything else is have righteousness, have peace, have I forget the other ones. Truth, yes. But you can hold the Bible with you and people can see it, and you can
the Bible is our sword.
Take it with you. Yeah. My favorite joke is whenever I get through TSA and I'm they didn't even find my weapon. My Bible is just in my bag.
Oh my gosh.
I like to pull that one out. But it, it's true. It's such a powerful thing to have, and you're in America. You can have it with you wherever. We're so blessed.
Say don't make that
to
joke
be able,
because
right? Of course,
some places you can't have.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've only flown in America,
but also the people in those countries, they memorize it. They'll get a page and memorize. They'll find a page, memorize that whole thing because that's all they have. Yeah. And it's like, how much different would our lives be if we were that motivated to and just on fire for God?
Yeah, I feel like I was kind of like convicted about that semi recently of just like this like might not be our lives forever. Yeah, we can't predict the future, so like who knows what's gonna happen, and like, well, I have this, like I want to be in it. So
I mean, you were in Africa. Did you see any like thing like that?
I mean, I studied abroad in Uganda. I lived there for 4 months. I didn't really see anything there like that. I did go to a church and
so there was
couple
some
different
type of
churches
like
and
religious aspect there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean they were a country like founded by the British, so they're like pretty much a, I don't want to say Christian nation, but nothing like that in Uganda. But it's also, I just like, just the way even the U.S. is going, like, I just don't want to like get to a point where, like, where we don't have it, and then it's like, oh, I wish I would have been in it more when I did have it. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's something people like in America you just don't
Take for granted.
You take for granted.
Yeah.
You don't think about it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that will never happen,
Yeah.
but it very well could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very-
I mean, people were getting arrested for like praying outside of
Going
abortion
to
clinics.
church during COVID.
Yeah.
People were getting arrested pulling out of church during COVID. I mean, if that's not a sign of things that could come.
Yeah.
And I hate to be, the Debbie Downer here, but things will only get worse before
Right.
Jesus comes
Yeah.
back.
Yep.
They're gonna have to get worse
That's
before they
biblical.
get.
That's fact. Exactly.
better, yeah.
Exactly. So,
Oh, I guess better for us.
well, it does.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely does. Yeah.
For believers.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing is they have to, but they also want to, right? They have
Oh,
to
yeah.
memorize it, but you also want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's not a exactly right. So have that again. It comes to the heart. It comes
Oh,
to the
yeah.
heart. Is to they have to, but they also want to. Where we don't have to. So sometimes I feel like we don't want to.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets out.
Oh yeah. That was good.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good, Janelle.
Thank you.
Before we wrap up, I did want to say it is June, which is Men's Mental Health Month. So
And Dairy Month.
and Dairy Month.
Okay.
Mental health is I wasn't going there.
Where?
Nowhere.
Wherever
Just mental
you
health
want.
and Dairy Month.
Yeah. But no, I will say men's mental health is something that hits me hard, It's just it's easy to go through life thinking, you got to be that big, strong, tough man. That's how my dad was, you just push through everything, don't let it get to you. But, it is real. It is hard in life. You matter. You're important, and God loves you. There are people there that are willing to help. And, we're here to help if you ever need anything. Maybe I'm speaking to one person, maybe I'm speaking to 10. I don't know. But, you don't have to go through this life alone. God didn't design us to be alone in our faith, It says, where two more gathered, I will be with them. Reach out to people.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this alone. There are people that will help. So,
Thanks for sharing.
I'm going to shout out my cult that I go to, Men's Alliance,
Yeah.
because in our creed, we say, I belong to a tribe and do not struggle alone. So
yeah.
you don't.
Wow.
As much as you want to keep it inside, you don't struggle
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, it's easy to kind of overlook. The society we live in is just very
Be a man.
be a man. Rub some dirt on it, but it doesn't have to be like that. It's okay to
I feel
feel
like
things.
nowadays, like society is more
It is very more open. and-
open because of things
Yeah.
that I'm not going to say.
But the stigma's still there.
yeah, there is.
yeah.
It's like if you do that stuff, you're not a manly man. That's not. If you can own
Jesus
up to your
cried.
Jesus cried exactly. Jesus showed emotion.
Yeah.
It's okay, but like there's a point to where you have to be able to work through them. One thing my pastor says that I really like is it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to feel things, but it's not okay to let that control you. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
work through it, not hide it.
heard it said that your feelings, like it's like a car. Your feelings can ride, but they can't drive.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Do you tell your students that?
Tell myself
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that in there because it's like,
I didn't know it was Men's Mental Health
yeah.
Month.
And that's the thing. Not many people do.
Mm-mm.
It gets close.
When's
It gets
Women's Mental
shoved.
Health Month?
We don't need it. We always talk to each other.
That's not true
We
though.
always cry it out.
But, I
I
mean-
feel like men need it a little bit more.
It is more
Women are
like,
more relational.
yeah, it's more the, be a man. But at the same time, when you are in position of like, Grant's a husband. So it comes to where you have to be able to work out your emotions so that you can help your wife with it, like God calls us to be a spiritual leader and in aspects an emotional leader. So, you can't just be, oh, my day was really bad, I'm going to sit around and mope for the next 2 weeks. It's like, you call your buddy and it's like, oh, I had a bad day, and, talk to them, and then it's like, all right, we're good, you know? So
I was just gonna say, I feel like sometimes for men, I've never been one, so I don't know for sure.
Well, I'd hope
I hope
not.
not.
But I feel like a lot of times it comes out as anger rather than
Yeah.
sadness.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also, not
Then
good.
how do you like switch that narrative?
What?
What Janelle said.
Oh, narrative,
Well-
just controlling it healthily.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not letting
I think it's-
not letting it boil up to that point of
yeah.
coming out as anger.
Yeah.
I heard how I'm going to butcher probably how it was said, but it was Goose saying it in one of his podcasts. He was like, the Bible doesn't say anything about not being angry. I
Yeah,
forget how he said
you're
it.
right.
You can be angry, but then he said where you cross the line is how you choose to act on that anger. How you act on it is
the
where you
action.
cross the line in sin.
It doesn't
There's
say
nothing about you
it doesn't
can't be
say
angry.
do not be angry. It says be slow to anger.
Exactly.
True.
Right.
Work it out. Slow it down. Because Jesus was angry when he flipped the tables.
Yeah.
He found a it's a righteous anger.
outlet.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says be angry and sin not. That's in Ephesians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's saying be angry. Like it's saying you can't let your emotions out, but sinning is hurting people. Sinning is cursing people out. Sinning is fill in the blank, it's righteous anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when it turns into unwholesome talk, when it turns into wrath, vengeance, when it turns into things like that are sinful, that's when it becomes, because what does sin do?
Separates us from God.
Destroy.
Destroys us, kills us, right? Separates us from God, which is the ultimate goal of the enemy. So again, it's okay to be angry, but don't let that anger cross that line.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
It was a good discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good discussion.
Cool.
As always.
Hey,
Thank you.
Yeah, Janelle, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We do
It's
appreciate it.
fun.
We'll have you back again at some point. Thank
Probably
you as
next
always
May.
for listening. Thank you as always for watching, subscribing, doing all the things you do. How many followers? 146
We want to get up to 150.
On YouTube.
on YouTube. So go subscribe. It costs you nothing to subscribe. Just hit the button.
And
It's
click
good
the
to
bell.
go. Oh, and
Somebody left us today.
boo you.
We love you. He means we love you and take your time, but come back.
We miss you. We feel your presence gone. Come back. Please.
Yeah, I mean, and just to prove these people wrong, I did find a verse that it says, and it's Jesus' words, by the way, folks, in Matthew 12:40. For just as Jonah was in the belly of a whale 3 days and 3 nights, in like manner the Son of Man will be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights.
Oh,
there
man.
you go.
What?
So it was a whale.
What version is that? Translation.
American Damon version.
Yeah, pretty much.
It wasn't
The English Damon
King
Standard version.
James.
King James, this is a faithful
Okay.
version that I was reading out of because that actually has Jonah, not Jonas, but it's the same person. But
Okay.
I take it from Jonah himself.
I need Jonah to write the book of Jonah.
I didn't even know
I
what it
don't-
was.
Jonah's like, there's a book
He
about
goes,
me?
Jonah's just
something
like, I'm in a
swallowed
belly.
me. I don't know.
He was more like this. He was just like,
yeah, he wouldn't know because he got swallowed.
Yeah.
Jesus
Right.
would, though. So that's
I
how.
guess so.
All right, one last
Maybe.
thing before we close out. We have some pretty exciting stuff coming for you guys. At the end of this week, we are getting stickers. So that. Oh, I can hear that. Our speaker, whoever gets these next week is going to get their eardrums blown
Blasted.
out. No, we have some, it's going to be really exciting. We're getting them delivered at the end of this week after this comes out on the 13th. So be watching your social media to see how you can get one.
Maybe a giveaway.
Or two. We might have a giveaway. We might have whoever's fastest to comment. We might have something. We'll figure it out. But stay tuned on social media.
You have to be a guest to get one.
Maybe if you're a guest, you get a free one. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's really exciting. We hope you guys will help us out in that way. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Other than that, we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye.